Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dharma Specialist. I am Chris, and I'm coming back again to talk about Elenin. Listen, I just want to make sure everybody's clear, anybody who comes across these Elenin videos, that the research that you're doing, you're getting the correct information. You're going to come across this map or this orbital trajectory, if you will, and there's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of left out information about how to look at this. And I know you're saying to yourself, what are you talking about? It's easy. There's the planets, there's the comet, it shows where the comet's going, and blah, 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 blah. Well, no, it's not really that simple. And I'm going to go ahead. I am watching In Christ Alive, um, who this video has been out since March 15th. It's received about 100,000 views. And this is why I'm making this video. I have nothing against this guy. I don't think that he's bad or anything like that. I just think that he didn't have the knowledge at the time, or he wasn't aware at the time when he made the video about what he was saying. I'm sure that after he's noticed, he probably fixed it or made another video with something different. Anyhow, let's get to it, and here we are.
Alignment. There's been a lot of talk about this alignment creating a pole shift on the Earth, and it's not going to happen. It's not close enough to us to have that happen yet. But take a look at this alignment. We're now at 2.101. That's what it says right here. AU from the Earth, our little, we're going to call it a dwarf star because this thing is a dwarf star. And at that point, we've put a lot of stress on the Earth because it's in between these two places. It's no wonder that we had an earthquake just 3 or 4 days ago in Japan that registered a 9-pointer. Now I'm going to bring this back around.
Okay, so if you heard him, he just said that no, it's no wonder why Japan had an earthquake, because the pressure was being put on Earth from the gravitational pull of the sun. And he is also stating that he doesn't believe this is a comet, that he believes it is a planet Nibiru, or actually the other star, binary star, which is one of my theories as well. However, at this time when he made the video, March 15th, it's showing that Elenin is on this yellow line going up and down. Okay, now you'll see another yellow line which is going this way, crossing as an X. Now this one going up and down, I've talked about this in my other video, but this one going up and down is a northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere parallel. Okay, and then this line right here is the orbital plane parallel. Okay, the orbital plane is the plane that all the planets rotate around the sun on an equal parallel. Some of them are a little bit off from others, but they're all within about a 5% range. Now, and that percent might be off. I could be up or down, I don't know, but it's a low amount. It's not very much. Okay, so anyhow, that is to signify where the orbital plane is. Now he's not going to do it on this video, at least not the parts that I'm going to show you. I don't think he does it, and I do it in my video, but I bring it down to a zoom level and I rotate to a point where it shows the orbital plane at a better vantage point. That's important because Comet Elenin's orbital track, as you can see, is the blue line here, is showing, unfortunately for him, for In Christ Alive, it makes it look like it's lining up with the sun, the earth, or the earth and the sun, but it's not, because number one, it's if you're saying that Earth is on the ground, then Elenin at this point is up in the sky. Okay, a cloud far, far away up in the sky. That if you want to try to figure it out in layman's terms, that's it. Okay, so if anything, it was more like a triangle. If anything, lined up as a triangle, maybe, but not even like that, because it would be like a crazy triangle, like, I don't know, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm going off the point. So yeah, let's continue on.
9-pointer. Now I'm going to bring this back around so we can see it a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to back this up. I want to show you something that's happened in the past. As we start backing this video up, we're going to go clear back, and the date we're going to go to is in September. We're going to stop. I went a little far. We're going to go to September 4th. Now I'm going to pull this around again. First we want to shrink it down so you can see it. And then we're going to bring this back around, and we're going to line this back up. Okay, now take a look at this. Whoa, come on, Mike, you can do it. Take a look at how this lines up right there. There's our little Earth, there's the Sun, and there is our dwarf star. And we are on the far side of the Sun on this one, so we're getting this dwarf star pulling on us and the Sun pulling on us. And we also have, look, you've got little old Mercury down in there, and Venus is over here. Everything's kind of jammed together right there when this happens. Does the date September 4th mean anything to anybody? I'll bet if you lived in Christchurch, New Zealand, you wouldn't forget that date.
Okay, so again, he's signifying that because all the planets were bunched up and it looks as if Elenin's lined up, that was the cause for the September 4th earthquake in Christchurch. But as I just pointed out, once again, Elenin wasn't lined up. If it was lined up, it would have been down here, and it would have had a blue mark. Well, not a blue mark, but see, that's one thing that they left out, is how much of a width our orbital plane has. But anyhow, so it would be over here. It would be on our parallel plane if it was lined up, or it would be directly over us, coming straight down at us from the northern hemisphere. Now that would be a lined up position. I don't. If you want to say, well, it could be lined up as diagonally, which is true, but that would mean that all these planets, to be part of the alignment, including the Earth and the Sun, would have to be on a diagonal. I can't pronounce that word for some reason. A diagonal orbital plane. Okay, and it's not. So think of a line coming at a diagonal going straight towards the ground at a focus point, say the Earth, and then the Earth being lined up with the Sun and Mercury, for instance. That line would have to then bend after it passes Earth to go horizontally, correct? And that's not a very good gravitational pulling line. Okay. Gosh, I hope I'm making sense, because I feel like I'm just stumbling my words, and I apologize. And let me just go ahead. I'm going to pause us for a second and see if he has anything interesting to say.
On the 27th of February, I get this over here and whoop, make it go the right direction. There it is. You line up the comet, or brown dwarf star, and you line up the Earth, and you line up the Sun. And so we're having a real strong pull. But notice that it's out here 6 AU from the Earth. That's quite a ways out. That's 6 times the distance we are from the Sun. Does the date February 27th mean anything to anybody? It would if you lived in Chile. It would mean a big deal for you if you lived in Chile. 8.8 earthquake.
Alright, so there we go again. He's saying that there was alignment back all the way in February of 27th, 2010, that caused the Chilean earthquake. So it's going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I could follow the rest of his video, but I know he makes some good points and he makes some bad points that aren't scientifically proven. The whole thing, though, is the information on this comet, it hasn't been hidden, but it just hasn't been told very well. I mean, scientists have gotten so ecstatic and happy about these kinds of discoveries. I mean, the video I posted just before talked about how big it was and how insignificant of a size and how it's not going to be able to even be seen by the eyes, only by binoculars during clear skies in urbanized areas because of the lights. Um, how is that possible though? If this guy, the way he discovered, if it's that small, I mean, come on. How was he able to discover it? There's just a whole bunch of inconsistencies with the story of Elenin. Inconsistencies that don't make any sense. You know, the fact how it was discovered in the southern hemisphere from a northern hemisphere telescope by amateur scientists using a remote telescope from Russia. Okay, that's one. The inconsistency of how there's been key discoveries since '83 with Tai Chi and with Nibiru, Planet X, all coming from the same quadrant of space. What else? The fact that there's been the NASA Buzz Room. When this became a viral subject on the NASA Buzz Room, they panicked and they took the website offline. And I'm sorry for that. I gotta fix that Bing thing. It keeps bothering my screen. But you know, what else? Other consistencies. Major media hasn't said nothing about it. NASA hasn't made any televised announcements about it. There's just people who have talked about it from the conspiracy aspect. And that alone shouldn't mean that it's an insignificant matter. Um, what else can I say? The inconsistency of the fact that the information NASA does give is redundant information. I mean, it's useful information, like stuff like this right here. But I think this was a mistake. I don't think they thought this was gonna be seen by very many people, or that anybody would pay so much attention to it. And why we have is a mystery. I mean, I still don't understand why I have. I mean, for all I know, it's just a freaking comet. You know, and that's part of my theory. It could be just a freaking comet. There could be nothing to worry about. It could just be what it is. There's too many coincidences though, and there's too many inconsistencies. And I think that is why that people have become so interested in this. Um, like I haven't been. I go to the NASA database of comets, and I enter in C2010X1. Nothing comes up. I enter in Elenin. Nothing comes up. I enter in the Russian's name, scientist. I forget it right now, but Mr. Elenin. Nothing comes up. I mean, why? How is that possible? If I put down something other that I get from, uh, uh, um, from the freaking thing, the telescope that looks at the sun. I can't think of the name right now. That looks at the sun, and they had that comet contest, and they discovered over 2,000 comets or whatever the rate is. That became a big issue for them. And they posted all those comments up. I mean, so why is it that Elenin is such an insignificant matter with inconsistencies? I mean, the spot where it was located at was I think it was 5 or 6 AU away. That's 6 times 93 million miles away. But in my previous video, when I read that article about from the senior astrobiologist or whatever he was, he said something different. He didn't say that's how far away it was when it was discovered. I think he said 200 million miles away or 400 million miles away. Okay, so that's not even right. And I don't know. It's hard to say. Is it the end of the world? I don't know. Is there a lot of shit going on that doesn't make sense that would point towards a speculation of the end of the world? Fuck yes, there is. Is there a need to panic? No. Is there a need to worry? Yes. Is this being gonna piss me off? Yes. Am I running out of time? Yes. Are my videos boring? Please leave a comment and tell me what I'm doing wrong. I just want to make videos and I want to do stuff for people. So yeah. That's my 15 minutes of fame. And sorry, voice is cracking. 6, 5, 4. I will see you guys later and make another video that will be less